the letter O. uh, Harkening back to Sesame Street, which was not my childhood, but shortly thereafter, when a letter sponsored the program each and every week, or each and every day, whatever. Anyways, one of the odd things I found on the field recently. And that's what this video tonight I want to be about. What I call the 3 W's. Weird, wonky, and wonderful artifacts that don't fit into any particular category, but had their distinct use. And the first one I want to show you, I think, is the weirdest, wonkiest, and probably most wonderful. And it's this right here. Now, this is a difficult stone, or was at first, to ascertain just what was going on with it until I washed all the dirt off from it. But at any rate, it is a multi-purpose stone, and being a multi-purpose stone, it is not a rarity, but it is rather unique. You don't find them real often, but every once in a while you do. So what was it used for? You'll notice the bottom is rounded. So that was for hammering. This part here is heavily abraded too, and so that I suspect was also used for hammering. Then we have this beveled edge here, and it has been beveled purposely, and that can be for chopping and punching, poking. It's a very, very unique device, and it is a reddish, brownish red stone. It has still a lot of the coloration of the dirt that has kind of soaked itself into a porous surface, but it's a really cool stone, reddish brown. And so that's my favorite out of the lot I'm going to show you tonight, but there are some other really cool ones. And let's see, which one shall I show you next? This one here. This just looks like a chip of stone until you pick it up and examine it. And it is a black granite, I believe. And this edge is really, really sharp. And if I had steak or something out here, but I don't, I would show you just how sharp it is, but it can easily tear into and cut after laying in the ground all these many, many, many centuries, quite honestly. Then it has a point here that could have been used for punching or poking, or, you know, putting holes in stuff. And this is a handheld knife. It wouldn't have been hafted. Age, I'm going to go with everything I'm going to show you, I believe, is approximately late archaic, early woodland, judging by the arrowheads and spear points that Gil and I have found on this particular field. Okay, next up. Let's do these. Now, this is a long piece of stone. It's a conglomerate type stone. It has a lot of different things going on in it. This is the third piece like this similar to this that I found. All found this year in 2023. Now, I believe that it was a chisel, and part of it's broken away here, but this, I believe, would have been a chisel point. And the other end probably would have been too. They didn't fare well over the centuries, but it is still cool that even this much of it exists and was used by ancient man and woman. Don't want to leave the ladies out. Alright. Now next is a group of stones, or artifacts, excuse me, that I believe were used perhaps in pressure flaking to make an arrowhead. All these pieces, this is the smallest of the 4 that I'm going to show you. All of these pieces, you will notice, this turns down to a blunt end here, and would be I think would be perfect for pressure flaking and what have you. So this one is made out of chert, gray chert, probably Bayport chert, locally available. Alright, now the next one, again, it has a lot of surfaces that you can grasp in different ways that you can apply pressure on this end. And this one is actually a little bit pointed yet, and again, held down, and to press on, chert and to flake pieces off. in my opinion, it would be a perfect device to use. I don't flake or nap, excuse me, I don't nap flint. I never have. It's a lot more beyond my abilities than I can do. But people that have done it, if anybody out there that's watching this has done it, please let me know what you think, if these could have been used for that purpose. Now, the next two are the same type of tool, but they have also a possible effigy shape to them. Now, this one looks like a hawk or an eagle in profile, soaring with its head bent down and the beak here. But it also, like these other ones I showed you, comes to that point and could be used for flaking. And it also has, there's a notch here, whether it's natural or man-made, that you can put your finger in and apply more pressure, you know, to be able to flake off pieces of stone. An interesting piece. Lastly of these type is this one, and it has a very sharp hook there that again can be used for flaking or napping and you know, other things too. Now, interestingly about this one, and this will be featured in a video, another video later, but again about mythological creatures. But this one looks like it has the head shape of a Nessie or Ogopogo type lake monster, and I'm not saying that that's what it is. Please don't say, oh yeah, Dennis has really gone over the edge. No, I'm saying that to me that's what it looks like. You know, as John Robinson pointed out earlier in a comment that I received tonight, you can see almost anything on the stones that are laying around there. There are some remarkable resemblances to other things. This I know is a tool, likely used for pressure flaking. It resembles an effigy, not saying for sure that it is. Although it'd be cool if it was. Alright, we've got next here to show you some knives. This is a knife made out of chert. The chert is a white, very white chert, and it's not local. It's not from a local formation, I don't believe. I believe that the material was brought down by the glaciers that came through Michigan in ancient times, and then as it receded, you know, it deposited stones along the way, and I believe that's probably where the source of this material was. But a very nice knife. Got a very sharp blade here, and a point that could be used for many different purposes. This is another knife, and I've showed you some of this brownish stone before. There's a lot of it out there, and I think it's the same case with this. I think it was deposited by glaciers as they receded back across Michigan. But this was picked up and pressure flaked along this edge. It makes a very sharp cutting tool, perhaps for working shafts of wood for arrow shafts or what have you. But the type of material makes it particularly interesting. It's not uncommon to find this type of an artifact out on the fields, but more uncommon to find it in this type of stone, a stone that they used a lot of. And I have a video that I'm going to be doing on that in a few weeks also. I found, let's see, alright, some of you may disagree with me on this piece. That's cool. That's fine. If you do, tell me what you think. This, I believe, was part of a fishhook. I believe it was mounted probably up like this into a smaller piece of wood, baited, it dropped in, and that indeed was a flint or a chert fishing hook. They did make them. I've seen many different styles of them, and this could very easily be what this little one is. And then there is this pointed fossil. It is, I believe, a fossil coral, but it comes to a point, and that could have been used as a perforator, and it probably was, being that it was found amongst other artifacts. Always talking about effigies, and here I have one. I truly believe it is a turtle shell effigy. Got it upside down. The tail would be here, the head would be here, and as I've said before, the turtle, the reason that I might find so many turtle effigies as I do is because the turtle was believed to be the home uh, the home on Earth of Gitchimanitu, the creator spirit. He dwelt on the Great Turtle, which was Mackinac Island, and I believe these little simulations or effigies are depicting that a depiction of that great turtle, that creator spirit that lived and lives on Mackinac Island. You know, I have so many other pieces I want to show you that if I show them all to you, this is going to go way longer than I wanted to. So I'm going to just show you a few more quick and then wrap this up. Found some really nice scrapers there, so has Gil. This is a large one, nicely, pieces removed nicely, as would be the case in an arrowhead. This one I like though because it has the flat blade that would slide across whatever you were working on, probably maybe fleshing or taking the fat off from hides or what have you. A really nice piece. I believe it's made of Bayport chert, probably tabular, because I don't see any concentric rings in it, which would make it nodular. But a really cool piece to find. Then along that same line is this one, though this one is much more crude, and I don't believe it was used for scraping so much as it was as a perforator, to poke holes in other things. And I believe that this one probably doesn't fit in here. I don't know why I put that one in there. It is a piece of chert. It had been being worked. It could have possibly it could have been used as a scraper, like the other two I just showed you. It is definitely chert though, and it's Bayport tabular chert, locally available in the thumb area of the state. Two quick pieces, and to end this with, how about 3 or 4? No, where'd they go? They're over here. All right, you're looking at a picture right now of half a beautiful, perfect arrowhead. But here, then, is what it really is. It is a piece that was being worked really nicely on this side, but because of flaws, perhaps, or imperfections on this side, they never finished it. It would have been a beautiful one, too. Even at this, so it could have been used as a little knife, sharp enough to be. This piece is exactly the same concept. Half of it was done and looking very good, and then for some reason they gave up on it. Don't know why. They had it almost there. But those are cool pieces to find though, because it shows that they, for some reason or other, they had cast-offs and such. There are a couple other pieces I'd like to show you tonight, but I think I'm going to call it quits here, and hope that you enjoyed taking a look at some of these kind of cool and unusual pieces. The fields and riverbanks here never cease to amaze me with the treasures and mysteries that they bring up for myself and my buddy Gil to find, and other people that go out there too. That's what I got for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again real soon. Love you all very much. God bless you. Till next time.